Hey guys, Ben here with Pretty Boys Automotive. Today we are working on a CRV with a bad fan. Before I do that, come on guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so my understanding is we have a fan that is not working. It doesn't feel or appear to be locked. So now what we're going to check is I'm actually going to put my computer on it to see if we have any fault codes on the vehicle. After that, if there's no fault codes, then we'll go to testing fuses and power going to the fan. That's a fuse to, I know it's here somewhere. The OBD2 port on this CRV is going to be right here on the right hand side driver's compartment. And me, I use the launch scanner. They are a little pricey, especially if you have all the updates on them. You can do multiple vehicles. I mean, the one I have, I can do any vehicle out there. I have added programs to it, so price on this one, if you want it just for everyday use, you're looking at about $2,000. If you're a shop, you're gonna end up spending about $5,000–6,000 on something like this.
If I wanted a budget one, what would you recommend?
If you're looking for something that you can just have handy for yourself, Autel makes handheld scanners. They're very simple to use. It's plug and play. You plug it into your vehicle, you hit a button, it'll scan the OBD2 system, pull up your vehicle, and you will be able to pick up codes. As far as programming, calibrations, stuff like that, those will not do it, but it saves you money when you go to the mechanic and they say, oh, well, this is what's wrong with it, this is what's wrong with it, it's going to cost you this much. Well, you have the peace of mind knowing that, okay, I've already put my scanner on it, I have an idea of what's going on. When you get into the Hondas, you have different variations. If you look at my computer here, you have a Canadian, European, General, Japan, or USA. So we're going to look at the VIN number and the VIN ticket on here to see which one it is. If you look right here, manufactured in Japan by Honda. So we're going to go to Japan. Okay, real quick, just things to think about when you're troubleshooting your fan. One of the easiest things to do, if you can get your hand down there, you see this other fan on, just try to bump it. If you see that it starts turning with a little bit of help, you know you have a bad fan. Otherwise, you can actually, on this Honda CRV, if you look right here, this is your connector, this is the power supply for your cooling fan. You can disconnect it, get a simple test light. You can check for ground or power. Your battery's right here. Hook it up to positive, see if you have ground. Hook it up to negative, see if you have power. If you have power and ground, you know there's no problems with the relay, the fuses, or anything like that. If you do need to check your fuses, you have a fuse box here. This one, I don't believe there's a fan fuse here. Forgive me, I'm a little blind. Nope. You're gonna have a fuse in here for your fan. If you look, you see the little fan.
It's these two.
Just set it up there. Alright. We know we got that one. Let's see. Got that. These you can look in the top of them and see that they're good. Our relay is going to be, let's see, cooling fan relay right here. All you got to do, of course, you want to go the easiest way first. Spin it. It spins. Once you give it a little help, you know you don't have a problem with the fuses, the relays, anything like that. Just go ahead and get a fan, replace the fan. My customer purchased this one from O'Reilly's, I believe, and ballpark
120.
120 bucks for a cooling fan. And this, in all honesty, yes, you can do it yourself. All I have, this is the socket set I used. 10 millimeter, 8 millimeter. I use my panel popper to pop this top cover off. You can use a flat tip screwdriver. I have the fancy snap-on pliers for the hose clamp. You can use a pair of channel locks. It's a do-it-yourself job. Save you roughly about 180, depending on your area, 200 bucks. Okay, so here, if you look, we have a grocery list, is what I like to call it. Let's see, we have catalyst system threshold, a misfire number 1, left rear wheel speed sensor, battery voltage failure, ECM, PCM failure, CAN relation failure, that's a CAN bus communication failure. Let's see, we have airbag shorted to ground and faulty power supply. Well, to be honest, what I do when I have this long of a grocery list, I clear everything. I clear everything, get it out of there, and I start from scratch. This way I can start from the beginning and work my way down. Right now we're not really looking at all that. I just wanted to see if there was anything here that would cause our cooling fan not to operate. That's what I was looking for. So that's going to be my main focus in this video. Okay, I'm going in here to check and see if I can manually, with my computer, turn the fan on. Here on my computer I have radiator fan. I'm gonna turn it on. Now I'm gonna go see what I got. So I've got one working. Kids, don't try this at home. It's plastic, but it hurts if it does kick in. Yeah. The indication there, if you look at this fan, I just barely tapped it. It's spinning, so that tells me we have power. Everything's good. It's just the fan motor itself is burnt out. So we need to replace the fan. All right, here we are back with our new fan assembly. Only issue I have with this, my customer brings it to me and what the hell? This thing must be the devil. So hopefully we put this in and it works. Okay, see this handy dandy little fork tool? This is a panel popper. You got these little clips right here. Stick it in there, pop it up. You can also use a flat tip screwdriver, but sometimes I like to be fancy. These are the snap-on hose clamp pliers. You see these silly little hose clamps they have? They're a pain in the butt. And if you get them with pliers, sometimes they snap on you. They hurt your fingers. And yes, even though I'm a mechanic, I don't like to get little ouchies on my fingers. These things, You open them up, you hook it on the bottom. Once it's on, no coolant, so we're fine. You ain't got to worry about coolant. You don't need it.
Yeah, I'll refill it.
Okay, right now, folks, we're getting ready to pop this air box off. Get this out of the way so we can get this tube out of the way. Access our fan much easier. The bolts for taking the top cover off the air box, 8mm bolts. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those bolts. These bolts that I'm taking out for the cooling fan are 10mm bolts. 1/4 inch ratchet, easy peasy. Got the old fan out. Here's the nice new clean fan. My hands are dirty, so I'm going to put a little mark on it. This way everybody knows it's used. And we're just going to slide it right in. Watch your wiring harness. Just let it go down easy. Do not force it down. At the bottom, you have 2 little dowel pins and holes in the bottom that those dowels from the fan are going to sit in. That's what will hold it in the bottom. The 2 10mm bolts on top. Plug it in and you're in business. And don't forget,